Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of MOPETE Interviews. This session of MOPETE Interviews, I'd like to cover a little bit about audiobooks because, let's face it, audiobooks are kind of awesome. At my job, I have a lot of downtime, and I like to just use that downtime with my eyes closed, listening to a nice audiobook from Audible. Sponsor me, Audible. Anyways, in the studio today, we have Mr. Marek Montoya. Hi, Marek.
Hey there, how you doing, Pete?
Doing good, Marek. Doing good. Could you possibly tell me and the MOPETE audience, MOPETE faithful, about the process that goes into making these audiobooks on your end as a voice actor?
All right, yeah, sure. So most of what I do is through Audible, actually, and we do it on a site called ACX, which is kind of like a little acronym for Audiobook Creation Exchange. And kind of the whole process is you just kind of go around, you audition online, whether you can do it on that site or say there's other sites like Upwork, which is a freelancer site that I typically use. And you can get all kinds of work auditions for those. And then once you get picked up or selected for a contract, they might have you do another sample read where you read maybe a larger selection, like something like a whole chapter or two. And if they like it, then they'll actually contract you to do the book. And so what that entails is you kind of get like you're supposed to do it within 30 days. This one I'm working on right now, I'm actually taking a little longer, which is no good. But the guy's cool with it, and he says he likes my voice, so he's being patient with me, and I really appreciate that. And overall, what's kind of going down with that whole process is what you're supposed to do is you read the entire book first, and you kind of figure out who your characters are and how you want to make them sound. This book that I'm reading now, there's actually a big, huge, like, meathead guy. His name is Warcivius, and he's kind of like the angel of war. And then there's also, and so the voice I use for him, I get kind of closer to the microphone, and I get a little bassier, and I'll do like, is it your time for me to plead for mercy, messenger? And I'll do, thank you. And I'll do something like that. Whereas another character who's Michael, he's like the archangel of, it's like kind of based on like the war between heaven and hell and stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, Archangel Michael, I kind of see him when I'm reading him, I kind of see him as being like a little bit more of a like spunkier, but like really serious kind of like young man. So I actually kind of just use my voice for that, and so I'll just talk, but I'll try to sound more serious.
Okay,
it's not all right, Gabriel.
Oh, it's not all right.
This is war we're talking about.
Wow. So where does the recording for this process happen? Do you record it at your home, or do you have a studio you go to, or how do you get that done?
Yeah, sure. So what and as I understand, most other Audible and ACX narrators do is we set up a little home studio. It's kind of a little like right now I'm surrounded by I'm in a closet basically.
Oh.
And it's just got all kinds of like sound absorption pads. There's towels all over the place and everything like that because for some reason, towels really absorb a lot of sound.
Yep.
I guess it's just because they're soft and they're thicker and they have a lot of irregular surfaces. Because sound likes flat, hard surfaces. It likes to bounce around off of those things. So if you can eliminate that as much as possible, you're doing good. And closets are kind of handy because they typically have a bunch of just clothes and stuff around them anyway. So you kind of have built-in sound baffles.
One thing I like to do is the blanket trick. It's where
the blanket one.
Yeah, you drape it over your mic and yourself, and it could really muffle a lot of sound if you're in a cavernous room like I am most of the time. Flip side of that is that it's kind of a fire hazard, and it can get really hot underneath that blanket.
Yeah,
so drink plenty of water before you do something crazy like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, my little closet here is pretty small. It's I don't know, maybe 2 feet by 5 feet. And I just got the mic set up in here, and it's pretty cramped, but it gets cozy and it gets pretty warm in here, a little toasty as well. But like you said, as long as you drink enough water and you plan out your day and everything like that, making sure that you don't do recordings when your neighbors are having a party or anything like that, then you should be good.
Okay. So you get your project, right? You record the whole audiobook and you submit it in. What happens next?
Yeah. So kind of what the next process is you have to do a lot of like little file setup and everything like that. You have to get all your files encoded correctly. And there's lots of ways to do that. I just use a simple MP3 encoder, converts the .wav files into MP3. And then what you do is you upload that to the ACX book, that specific book's project files, and then you get all the audio files in a row, because each chapter or section of a book is its own audio file. And so the way it goes with that is once you have all of those submitted, the author signs off on it, whoever your producer is, the author, whether that's the author or you have like another book publisher or something like that they're doing with it. They'll sign off on it, and then it goes to ACX to get quality control. So they're basically making sure that all the specs are met. That way your RS level is like within like the negative 23 decibels, and that like your noise floor is at negative 60. That way, most of the sound will be pretty much the same, and they're not having to constantly like the volume up or turn the volume down or have their eardrums blasted out when they first start the next chapter or something like that, because their volume was already up.
That is annoying.
Yeah.
So, what is the weirdest audiobook you've had to do so far? You don't have to name names, but
no. Actually, I wouldn't mind at all naming the names. But it was actually my first audiobook, and it's called Still Waters by Frederick E. Feely, and the guy's a great author. It's just the subject matter is kind of weird. It's about, I don't know, like it's just kind of like
there's vampires, isn't it?
No, ghosts actually.
Close. All right.
But more importantly, gay ghosts.
Oh. Man.
Yes. So that's probably the strangest audiobook I narrated.
Is it because
I mean, it was fun. It was a good learning experience, and I enjoyed it.
All right. What was the best project you've been a part of?
The best, probably this one I'm working on right now. Actually, it's a huge book. It's just got a ton of wordage, and all the characters are so different and varied because it seems like there's thousands of them, but really there's probably only like 26. It just seems like a lot.
Who doesn't like a series or a book with tons of characters, right? I mean, look at Games of Thrones, Star Wars. All the best series has a ton of characters that are likable,
Absolutely. And this project's really cool because I don't know, I kind of mark out when I don't know, like are you a fan of like Dragon Ball? Were you like a big Dragon Ball Z fan or something like that?
The biggest. Only the biggest.
Okay, yeah. So like, power level, right?
Of course.
I love it when things are powerful.
Yeah.
And the characters in this story are pretty powerful. So I mean,
wow. Okay, all right. You got some beam struggles in this biblical story. Wow.
Oh man, it's pretty cool. Like there's a series, there's like a fight scene where like the angels are like hitting each other, but like because they're so dense, it has like the same amount of shock as like meteors striking the planet and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That kind of makes me want to read it a little bit. Jeez.
Hey man, you can listen to the audiobook that I'm about to put out soon.
Oh,
it should be ready here pretty soon. It should be ready here pretty soon.
Audible, the best place to find audiobooks?
It will be, yes. It will be
wink.
Narrated by yours truly.
Oh, yes. Wow.
And the book's actually available to read if you would like to do that. It's called Jericho's Bane, Imperial Protocol. It's written by James Howard, and it's pretty neat. I actually really like the way James writes. He's a really great author. He's a great writer. And he just, he has a really interesting outlook on like, kind of what he was telling me is that like, it's based on like how he grew up in church. He just never really understood it all and everything like that. So this is kind of just the way what he took away from it and how he managed to internalize what he just kind of grew up with in his family. So
it's good. It's good. I'm glad you're having fun with the project. It's always easier to work on a project when you're having fun with it.
A huge part of it, yeah. A huge part of it's just like liking the story and liking reading and everything like that.
Right. So. On the flip side, though, I'm sure you've gotten some project that was just an absolute drag to get through. Has that happened to you yet? Or you get picked up for a project and it just ends up being just kind of boring and you got to kind of slog through it? No?
Not with audiobooks, but there was one project where I was basically narrating like a special education service where it was to teach them how to avoid, I don't know, like what would be the correct, I don't know. I'm not sure what like the demographic of your show is. Would it be okay to say that like I guess if it's not, I guess you can edit it out, right?
Dude, these are unrated. Do your thing.
Okay. So basically what it is that I narrated how to teach. It's a course for special ed people working in the workplace, and it's how to avoid like sexual assault. And as good as that is to know, I'm not going to lie, that was kind of a slog to get through because you had to just speak very slowly and make sure everything was understood, which is, good that they do such things for those who need it. But yeah, that was probably my least favorite project of all of them that I've done so far.
And so the monotony sets in on project like that. What are kind of some things you do to avoid the monotony, or some tips and tricks to help kind of break it up a little bit and keep your energy up? Because you gotta have a certain level of energy to be doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And weirdly enough, so I'm also like a machinist and welder by trade. So I know kind of like physical labor. And I understand what it means to work. And I don't know why I get way more tired narrating and doing voice work than I do like working out in the field and like slogging around hot iron and stuff. I'm not sure what it is about the energy, but to answer your question, big part of it's just staying hydrated, really, because if you're dehydrated and just bumming out, you drain yourself so quick. So you got to drink tons of water. Mm-hmm. I'm actually a little dehydrated now. Actually, I probably haven't drank as much water as I should have.
Yeah, you hear that, kids? Drink water.
Drink more water, kids.
None of that
for you.
None of that mountain pepper stuff. It's all water.
None of that Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you weren't supposed to drop their names. Now they're going to be suing me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's cool.
None of that.
Dr.
Ground
Spicer.
Black seasoning, MD.
It's all right. It's only my 8th lawsuit this week. Nah, it's cool. I'm joking.
I apologize.
If Dr. Pepper wants to come at me, they can come at me. Don't come at me, Dr. Pepper,
it's fair use. It's fair use.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you like to throw in there about audiobooks? This is kind of a short interview, I know, but I feel like this is a topic that deserves its own little video. So if you have anything else you like to throw out there for our fans, maybe some aspiring audiobook narrators, please.
Okay. Yeah, sure. If you're just now getting started in audiobooks, I would highly recommend that you take some sort of audio editing class or look up some videos on how to do audio editing. I actually went to school for like digital media, art and design for a while so that I could get a better understanding of how to actually edit and process my audio. And yeah, I feel like that's going to help you out a lot in the long run, because honestly, it's really fun to do all the narrating and acting, and that's a wonderful creative outlet. But if you can't make it sound right and meet the correct specifications that your customer is going to want, then it may as well be worthless unless they have an in-house editor. So
I will tack on that apps like Audition, Audacity, Sony Vegas Pro, they seem really daunting and really intimidating at first when you open them up. But just like anything, if you take the time and like what he said, to watch videos and, you know, play around with them a little bit, you'll eventually learn your way around them and learn the tips, tricks, and clips you need to use to make your audio better.
Yeah.
I always say bad video is acceptable, but bad audio is unacceptable. You know, and
Right.
you can't salvage bad audio. So, like he said, make sure you're using the proper techniques. And if you are wondering about what the proper techniques are, take a look at some of my past MOPETE interviews where we go over just that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, definitely co-signing with you there.
Yeah, no problem. And then, and also, like, if you're going to be using Audacity, it's got a tremendously helpful community too. Everyone's just really supportive about like all the projects that everyone works on, and voiceover work in general is just a really supportive community. There's a lot of us, but we're all on the same side. So that's one good thing.
Right. All right, Marek, it has been a good interview. Is there a place where we can reach you if you want to use your services?
Yeah, actually, I'm available on a few sites. You can find me on voices.com. You can also just look up profile on ACX. I am available there if you'd like to have me narrate any audiobooks for, you know, anything that you'd like to do. It ranges from gay ghosts to the heavens. So.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like to hear. Gay ghosts in heavens.
Gay ghosts in heaven. That'd be nice.
All right. Thank you again, Marek. If you guys like this video, please like it and, you know, start a conversation down in the comments. And hey, if you really want to support us, check out our Patreon where you get all types of good goodies and fund me interviewing cool people like Marek. So again, thank you, Marek. I will see you guys next time on MOPETE interviews. Peace. MOPETE out.